one of the seniors was walking by us, these little group of friends, and one of them was like, "Dude, are you going to the underworld party tonight?" And so like we overheard this kid say that. So it was like the underworld party. And so under there in the game, it's like this whole like underground wrestling tournament that's taking place.
Hopefully, the underworld thing the kids were really talking about was something like that, and not like meth.
Good evening, fans. Tim Kitzrow here, the voice of NBA Jam, and you're listening to the Game Dev Breakdown Podcast, brought to you by CodeWritePlay.com. Whoa, boom shakalaka.
My mom gave birth in 1985. I was bluer than a Pac-Man ghost, barely alive. In the Cold War, my only blanket was Tetris. I played Rampart with Reagan, rampage the world for breakfast. The laundromat was my sanctuary. The arcade.
Would you like to take a moment to introduce yourself while I see what my dog wants here?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, man. So yeah, my name's Micah, and I'm the second half of the Crashable Studios, which we're the devs behind Wildwood Down. The other half is my brother Luke.
Now, this will be, is it the second big game project, or where are you at?
Yeah, so a while ago, 2015, we made a big project. Me and Luke, we'd like kickstarted it, got 10 grand on that, made that. Then in between then and now, we made one other little side scroller game. That game, the first game was called Alum. And then the middle game that was a side scroller was called Century City. And now this is like our third project, probably our biggest, most high end production. And
It's 10,000 for a Kickstarter is big enough to kind of feel pressure, right? Like that.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
You don't want
Yeah.
to drop the ball on that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we worked hard on that. It is pretty big of a game. It's probably like 8 hours, 10 hours of gameplay and stuff. So it was a lot of content and things we made. And there's that level of, I don't know, it's hard for me to make like a small game, I think, which is probably not good, but there's just something about I want it to be real, like I want it to be a real game or something,
Yeah, I mean,
That's
scope creep is natural,
yeah, for sure.
but like that ambition to like go do it, that you
Yeah.
can't you can't teach that,
But it's fun. I enjoy it. So I don't know.
You said you grew up with how many brothers?
Okay, yeah. So I have four brothers, so it's five boys altogether. My mom and dad kept trying for a girl. They gave up. So like at five, they're like, "All right, it ain't happening." So yeah, there's five of us. We're all still, friends, and we hang out. We play music together. It's great. So yeah, we have a big family.
What area are you from?
I'm from Maryland.
Okay.
Yeah, so we all live in Maryland, around Baltimore and stuff.
Your role on projects is what? Are you the like developer type or a little of everything?
Yeah, it's kind of like I'm like the mastermind or whatever, like designing stuff, thinking of stuff, concept, and then putting it all together in Unity. And, we use Unity. So yeah, I'm kind of doing everything, writing the story. But then Luke is kind of like the artist in the way of that he creates the 3D assets, pixel assets. He writes music too and stuff. So he kind of like gives, I'll give him a list of like, I need this animation, this character idea, see what you can create, and then he'll send it all in the project and I kind of put it together.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like, yeah.
My dog has a little bone and he's going nuts.
I have two dogs sitting here
like
staring at me.
Bone grinding under the desk.
So yeah. So that's kind of like the our workflow or whatever. But we both kind of jump into each other's stuff and bounce ideas off of each other, and
Yeah.
he'll do a little of everything, and I do too. But
Do you guys do your own music for games?
yeah. So we had, like you were just saying before, that we have a lot of a musical background in our family. Even our grandfathers played music, and our dad, uncles, different. We've always been around music, so we're very like a musical family. We love it, and we all play. So one of my brothers, not Luke, but a different guy, has a studio. So we'd like go in there and write all the music and work on it and do it all. And yeah, for the game, we kind of like tried to target this genre in our minds, at least to give it like we wanted to have a direction of feel and style. So we were calling it a surf rock noir because it's like at the beach, but then it's like this murder mystery. So we're trying to paint that picture with the like sound of the music. And so that's kind of like every song we're like, let's keep it in that genre in our minds. What can we like add or do? And because it's easy to just write stuff, write stuff, write stuff, write stuff, but you kind of can go off in a like this doesn't really land in the same family of how it should sound in the game, even though it's a cool song. So that was kind of our I don't know the word for it, but
Yeah.
our baseline idea to kind of stay always fall back to it. Does it land within like surf rock noir kind of feel, you know?
That's an interesting thing to me because I have to do a lot of different things. Like I mostly work on stuff by myself. And when you do different like creative pursuits, I do feel like there's a lot of like, I don't know if it's overhead's the right word, but there's, and waste probably isn't the right word. I think you probably know what I mean though. Like you come up with stuff that's like, this is neat and interesting and slowing me down because I can't use it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And it's easy to like run down those, but I think you have to too to land on stuff that you really love. Because I think if you only pursue the stuff that's like good out of the gate, because a lot of times it's the weird stuff that's like interesting and you're kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of cool, but then it'll take a spin and then all of a sudden it's like your favorite thing because you took that avenue and tried to like work it out and see what it could become. I think there's something to that, even though you will land with ones that are like that's it just doesn't fit or it's not a cool like good enough. It's not a golden idea, so you trash it. But my cat's scratching at the door to come in.
He's got animals everywhere. Yeah, do your
Yeah,
thing.
but yeah, I do think there's like the creative process of that
You bring up a
has to
good
be
point. I
part of it.
mean, the good stuff has to come from something. You can't just sit and just make a withdrawal of good idea, you know?
Right. Yeah, and you're like, no, that's not good out of the gate, so you cut it, and it's like, yeah, but it could have become like the best thing there,
You don't go
and
into
it
the
does a
mine and
lot of
just
times.
open a drawer and pull out.
Yeah. Yeah,
Here's what we need.
exactly. Yeah,
That
for
makes.
sure.
How'd you get into Unity? Like, are you historically a software guy, or like, did you ever like, do you do like related day work, or is it just strictly like I want to make stuff and so I'm going to learn this?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's mostly like just growing up as a gamer. Me and all my brothers were kind of gamers, so we just love games. And then I am like a kind of creative type, I guess, that I like telling stories. I was like a Lego kid, just loved like building little Lego towns and stories to it and characters and stuff. So I think it's just how I'm built. And so that kind of came with just like, yeah, video games are fun. And now I'd want to like tell this story or have an idea. So we kind of just fell into, we played a lot of adventure games, which this is Wildwood Down is an adventure game. So it's kind of like, but we landed in Unity because they have a adventure game creator is like a plugin that we're using in
Oh
there,
right, yeah.
and you kind of go from there. It's just a cool like starting point. I have a little bit of background doing it, but not much. I was more just like a carpenter, which is a
Oh
professional term for like I did demos and I was like the grunt, like
yeah, totally.
trashing the bathroom and tearing out toilets and doing hard work. So it's just like stuff like that is more what I have experience in.
I hesitate to say fun work, but it looks like interesting work, you know? Like I've never done like hands-on like I worked in a factory briefly in college, but that's as much like hands-on like real work, you
Yeah,
know,
just
as
like
I've done.
yeah, exactly. Like you want to die, but you're working, and it just sucks. Yeah, it is fun when like a demo day or something. You're in the mood for it. You can just like rip walls down and swing sledgehammers and stuff.
Yeah.
That's it's good times.
Well, that's a lot of range then that you have.
Yeah, yeah. And then you get home, and you're like, all right, let me figure out how to like design a video game.
Yeah, let's compose some more music for this video game. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. But it works out. I mean, I'm not doing it now. So within the last like year and a half, I actually like landed where my wife had gotten a promotion in her job, so it was available that I could work on this game full time.
Hmm.
So I always say that she's my Kickstarter because we're not running a Kickstarter for this game. So that's been a great like blessing, and like so yeah, my wife's like awesome for that. So it's been amazing to be able to like really dig in and just do this without having I'm just wiped out by the end of the day and can't think or do anything else.
That's interesting to me because this is about you, not me, but I was doing professional software for like 10 years out of college when my wife, who she's a physician, so she has the kind of work where it's like up until very recently, you have to be at the bedside where the patients are, that kind
Yeah.
of thing at the
Yep.
hospital. And since then, virtual like remote stuff has kind of taken off. But we had the same thing. She was like, "Look, I can't work from home." And we had our first child, our son was born, and she goes, "Why don't you take a run at like building a business and, investing time and energy into, games and projects and stuff and take care of our son." And that's what we did. We've done that ever since. That's been about 10 years now that I've been raising my son. I even homeschool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
You're crushing it.
We love it. We've had the only real failure has been the games that I've done.
Nice.
I think I saw you say somewhere that your first game, it feels good, it's great, it's a fun experience, and it doesn't always hit. It's like even if it's good
for sure.
and
You're
there's
right.
a following, people like it. That doesn't necessarily.
I mean, it's going to like
reflect
carry
in the
you
bank account.
financially or do. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
So I ended up doing like contracting and all kinds of stuff. We've got a local VR studio I partner with sometimes, and a lot of it's still like if I want to do another game, I got to hustle and grind.
Yeah, for sure. Put in that extra work and stuff.
That can be.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It can be a very lonely. Like obviously, I have my family here and friends who do this stuff, and folks on like Blue Sky or whatever who want to chit chat throughout the week. But it can be very lonely. So it's cool that you've got like your brothers, your friends you work with. That's nice.
It's funny. It's like we're just on Discord all day, and like I share my screen, he shares his. We're just talking. You kind of like hang out. You're just sitting there. It's great.
And
it's
these
like
days,
he can control my screen, I can control his. So we're just like, moving stuff, doing stuff, talking about things. And
yeah.
So we are like, it is definitely like dual working on it. It's great.
And it's not so different in an office place now. It's like, I've been to an office in the last few years. They're doing the same stuff. They'll
Right.
Call each other on Slack and just down the hall from each other instead.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're just kind of like hanging out.
So
it is funny. Sometimes you lock in though, and it's like 4 hours later, neither of us has said one single thing. And you're like, hey, no, the guy's like, oh, hey, you're like, holy crap, you're still here. You know what I mean?
I did a writing workshop a couple of years ago, and a brand new thing happened to me where people logged in on the call, and we were supposed to like work on a thing, like we were like pitching stuff back and forth, helping people like polish their ideas or whatever. But I hosted the call because I had Zoom Pro because of podcasting, and I said, yeah, like anybody who has a question, throw it out. Just don't hesitate. Everybody do what you need. And somebody went like, I was actually just here for like body doubling. And I'm like, what? And she said like, it helps me if I can see people like working on stuff. And that like helps her focus on it. But she didn't want to like talk or like interact.
Just like wanted to see it, and like
I said,
it like engages her mind to like do it or something.
I said, yeah, I guess.
Like, all right.
And as people joined the call, like several people were like, yeah, so I guess that's a thing now. Like they just
interesting.
Interacting. So before anything else stops us, we should start to talk about Wildwood Down. Do you want to kind of introduce that and we'll go from there?
Yeah, absolutely. So Wildwood Down is it's like a classic point and click adventure game in the same vein as Monkey Island and Day of the Tentacle and those kind of classic games like that. But it's in a 3D space, so you kind of have that 3D layer to it. The main character is my friend Daniel. I grew up with him. He's like a childhood friend. We were in diapers together. We've known each other our whole lives. And he has Down syndrome. And so we kind of built the whole game around him, and he's like inspired it, and he is doing all his own voice acting in the game. And so Daniel's just like my best friend, and I've just known him forever. And so it's kind of like, let's build this adventure game at the beach, and Daniel's the main character just trying to solve this murder mystery. So it's like really zany, it's funny, it's just wild, and it kind of gets wilder and wilder as you get deeper into the story. And it's coming out in August, so Wildwood Down, that's the gist of it.
What's striking about the game right away is the visual style, like the 2D, 3D blend is really cool. Like, what can you tell me about like how you landed on that, and how is it easy to do in Unity, or did it take a lot of tinkering? Like, what's the story?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we actually started making the game in 2D. We had like one or two scenes but we were like just screwing around, and we were like, oh look at this, it's like a 2D character in 3D space. And I don't know, like Octopath Traveler was kind of like the biggest game to do that. It has that feel, but it was kind of like we kind of landed like, could we do that and make like a full adventure game? Like it's like if like a LucasArts classic adventure had like Octopath Traveler graphics, then we'd still have the retro pixel art. We like pixel art. We've grown up like we kind of like we're just pixel art like guys. So that kind of fit in the frame, you know. And so it was like cool, we can still have that retro feel pixel art, but with like cool lighting and camera work and make it cinematic because it's cool like an adventure game. It's really story driven, so it helped the feel of like telling the story. And it you know, you have that, you feel like you're watching a movie because the camera can spin around and zoom in, and it has like focus. You can be in focus with the main character and then pull focus to behind him, like the killer's behind him, and it pulls focus to him. So you just have all these cool layers of like kind of like making it like a movie with the cutscenes and the story as you do things. So yeah, it was a lot of tinkering and a lot of like getting it how we like how it feels. The lighting, you know, throwing shadows, making it all glue together. And then we kind of made one of the, I think is a cool decision, was that we made the 3D objects that are in the scenes are like textured with pixel art. So
Mm.
like a building is 3D, but the texture that's like on the front of it, it actually has like a pixel art feel to it, like it's actually like really low res. So it like doesn't feel disconnected from the characters being an actual 2D sprite and being like a pixel art sprite. So I think that helped a lot in the like, cool, this actually doesn't look awkward. It looks like really great.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I was kind of like, yeah,
But so really, you're having to like hand paint and model like a lot
yeah.
of stuff.
And that's all Luke. Yeah. So it's like, here you go, buddy. Like try this, you know, he's like unwrapping a 3D thing and you have it, and then you got to like now do pixel art on that and make it make sense, you know. So
I have tinkered with that some myself also because there's been a big trend recently of like people doing like old like PlayStation 1 graphics,
yeah,
and
yep.
that appeals to me like I can't even
Like none
explain
other.
because
Yeah.
I mean I go far enough back that I was playing the NES and that was my first big console, but like the PlayStation was pivotal for like anybody who played it, I think,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I love it, dude. Like I agree. I love the so it's like there was like a lot like low poly shapes were like pretty popular for a while, but now people are getting that like low poly, but it's a little like darker and grittier feeling, like how PlayStation kind of was. It's not so like, I don't know, soft low poly and like cloudy like kitty stuff. It's more like the real face on the like guy and stuff, like, you know what I mean, like golden eye or something.
Yeah, I'm a sucker
It's
for
like,
that. Like
yeah. Has a certain feel. So it is cool.
I have spent some time like recreating. It was interesting to see that you guys, this all ties in because a lot of Wildwood Down is based on a location on a trip you guys went to,
Yeah.
and that kind of thing is big for me. Like I've spent time trying to like low poly model like old apartments I lived in as a kid, and you know like
Oh, cool.
places I hung out with my friends and stuff, and it's neat to see people like run with that because that's not extremely common.
Yeah.
How'd you
Absolutely.
land on doing that?
Yeah, so it was the whole game came about actually, and it's like Daniel, as he grew up, he always came and visited us, like all through our lives. Like I was saying, like he was just kind of always around with me and my brothers. He's like a sixth brother, but he eventually moved to the West Coast. But then in the summer, he flies here and he stays at my house for like a couple months or the whole summer. And so now, even as like adults, he's still doing that, and he stays at our house, and it kind of gives his mom a break, and we just hang with Dan and have him for the summer, you know. So like 3 summers ago or something, he came and visited, and we took a trip to Wildwood, which is like a beach boardwalk. So it's like, let's just go for a weekend trip to Wildwood, and like it's just a cool place. It has like kind of like this like retro-y like 50s vibe that they kind of like still hang on to, which like the signs and the font and the feel. So it's cool. Has like that like vibe to it. But as we were there, we got there and it was like senior week, which is all the high school seniors go there to party. So we're like, holy crap, this place is like flooded with just like teen angst all over the boardwalk, and you see like little groups and like little cliques, and they're arguing and drama, and they're like drinking twisted tea and like hiding from cops, and you could just see it. It was like fun. So we are just sitting there people watching. And then we were like down on the beach, and my wife actually said to me, like, I feel like we're like in a real life point and click adventure game. Just like the interactions we've had with people, and this kid that like he was kind of like an NPC kind of feel. We were like, hey dude, what's up? And he was like hanging off of this pipe. We were going under the boardwalk out to the beach, and he's like hanging on a pipe, like in the way, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on, man? And he was like, the beaches are closed. The cops took all of our beer and all this stuff. Like, he's kind of like giving us all this information as if we needed like to like navigate the next thing. And so it was like this video game kind of feels funny. That kid ended up in the game, actually. His name's Pipe Kid. But but yeah, so from that, it was kind of like we were just sitting on the beach playing, like, and we just started talking about like, what if we really made this a game, and like we could make it a point click adventure, and Daniel could be the main character, and it just like, and then we just started brainstorming from there, sitting there like what puzzles could be, what places could be, walking around and like kind of actually like taking pictures of things, like the buildings, the stuff to use as like reference photos. It's like, all right, Luke, make this bathroom in 3D and like and then pixelize, texturize it. So yeah, all from that. And now like 3 years later, it's funny. In August, the game's coming out. It's like crazy.
Yeah, that's got to be
wild.
Interesting feeling.
Yeah, exactly. Just from sitting there and like hanging out, and then it's weird.
I love that because
it all came real.
Like if that happened to my family, I feel like we would just go, we went on this trip and it was ruined. Like it's just all these kids.
Yeah, you're like, exactly. Just like, let's get out of here. But yeah, no, we just, you make the best of whatever.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I took a peek at your Discord this morning. My wife actually had an appointment to the at the orthodontist that we went along, and so I was just kind of in the waiting room, kind of scrolling through, and it's kind of turned into a cool, like almost like a scrapbook of sorts throughout these couple of years you've been working on it. And there's a place where people are uploading pictures of what I guess is that area, right?
Yeah, the actual Wildwood Boardwalk. Yeah, just funny. Like the real things, and different buildings and place, and the entrance has like the beach balls, and it has a big Wildwood sign when you go to the boardwalk. It's kind of like iconic, so that's like in the game. You start there, and it's just it's cool.
It's become like a living game manual.
Right.
Is what it felt like.
Yeah, it's really cool. People love it. And people that go there, they're kind of like it's like a they like go there all vacation, their whole childhood and stuff. So it's like personal. We have one girl that she's a voice actor in the game, and she's like grew up going there and loves it, and she was all into it. Now it's kind of cool. I didn't even know that, like, as picking her for this character for the voice, it's like,
you picked someone from
the
area by accident.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what were the chances?
No way. Yeah, it was funny. And she's like super into it, it's great.
Like if it was about like New York City, I guess that might be one thing, but
right, yeah, it's just like Wildwood, yeah.
Mathematically.
Yeah.
Well, that's
kind of cool.
Your kind of approach to promoting the game, like I guess it makes more sense now that you tell me you've been through a whole Kickstarter process. Like I know you learn a lot about promotion and marketing yourself, but like what struck me was that you said and did a lot of the right things. I'm approached by professional PR people all the time, and publishing firms that want to get somebody on the podcast or the website, and so I see a lot. And that's just to say that your approach is like really solid, and I'm curious where you picked up all of that.
Nice. That's a good question.
If
but
you don't know, that's fine.
Answer.
Then let me just say good job.
Just trying to be practical, just trying to be like what would really like matter to somebody that's doing a podcast or someone that's doing a review, just trying to be like down to earth and real and just simple, clear, it's just, if I just try to put myself in your shoes, I guess, and just think about that. Like if this was coming to me and I was just doing podcasts, would it look cool or be interesting to me? And like, if it's super long, I'm really like, I don't want to read tons of stuff. I just want to see a few things and get the point. And then if it seems interesting, I would check it out. So I guess just trying to be like as practical as possible and, not overwhelm people, not underwhelm,
Yeah.
something like that, I think.
Obviously you have the human element behind this game, which is very cool. You have to let people know that you can solve a problem they have. If like in my case, I have limited time. I don't
Yeah.
really, I have made money from the podcast, but it's not like reliable, and it's just something fun that
Yeah.
I do.
Right.
And like I have a problem of like finding and connecting with people who have real stories who don't want to come on and like just advertise themselves.
Yeah.
I hear
Yeah.
from a lot of
Sure.
people like, I'd love to talk to your listeners about how the blockchain is taking over esports. And I'm like, I don't think
That's
anyone
just their
cares about
thing.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like,
Interesting.
and I know if that same person took a moment, there's something real they could talk about in their career. Like that's a human being with real experiences and a
Yeah.
background and probably a
Right.
dog of their own who walks around while they try to work. And like I feel like that's the kind of stuff, like if you can lead with like, hey, here's what's going on. I'm a person doing a thing and there's a story. There's a story.
Yeah. For sure.
And not like,
Yeah.
let me
Like
tell
it's
you
just,
what investors are looking for this year.
yeah. Yeah. I could see that. I can imagine. Yeah. I guess that's part of I believe in the game and making the game because like our hearts are so into it. It feels easy to talk about, or you just show them and say, hey, this is what we're doing. And it's cool.
Yeah. You guys have had a big year or so now since you've kind of started showing things around, it seems like.
Yeah.
I know there was Steam Next Fest, and it seems like you got to look at some industry events. Tell us a
Yeah.
little about how that's gone.
Yeah, one of the cool ones that was actually Day of the Devs, which is Double Fine. Tim
Yeah.
Schafer puts it on. It's called Day of the Devs, and he does a few throughout the year, I think, or a couple. We got to do one of those, and that was like really cool. It was just a cool experience to be a part of. Um, we just like kind of applied our game, and they chose us. We got to go. It was in San Francisco. That was like super cool because Tim Schafer himself was there and we got to hang out with him. And just for me personally, with like the LucasArts and the point and clicks, it was just super cool. And like we like did this hike with them to this like beach house and just hung out. And I was
Wow.
just like, this is crazy. We're just like kicking it with Tim Schafer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just just hanging out. So it's you like talk about the game and then just like like whatever. But and then like the event, was a 1 day event. And we were there, and like he came in and his daughter, and she played our demo, which was like super surreal for me. Which was like
Yeah.
it was just cool, like him watching it and like his laughing at the jokes, like looking at the parts. For me, it was like surreal. It was just like this is crazy. Like Tim Schafer's daughter's just like playing our demo right now, which is just cool. So that was like a really fun, and obviously like promoting it, and it's like you want to promote your game and have it on the Steam events and people to wish list it and all that stuff. But that one was kind of like another level of just like this is like a really cool experience just for life and just a memory. I got to bring my wife and
Yeah.
my brother, and so we were doing it together. It was cool.
Your wife seems like she must be into this stuff too. You've mentioned a couple of things that she like was very in on it.
Yeah, she just loves me. I think, but she's just great, so she's supportive and like she's funny because she like I talk about the game and so many things that it's like all in her mind. She's not so much of a gamer,
Okay.
so but then she'll turn around to like even at that event she's like talking about the game and she's just kind of regurgitating like buzzwords and things that she hears me say, but she's kind of better at talking to me, so everyone's like there's like this circle of people around her and she's just gabbing and talking and talking, and people are like, wow, that's incredible, like you just like sold that game so well to me. And I was like, she's half of the stuff she don't even know what she's saying.
That's actually awesome though.
Yeah, it's so great. But she's a fun time.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife is the same way. Like she grew up, obviously she's a much higher achiever than I am and will ever be. And I love that about her. So even at a young age, she was like let's study ahead for next school year, and let's, I'm going to read and study and do science experiments in my spare time and stuff. But like, everybody has something. Like I usually say, like, everyone's a gamer, so we don't really need to apply the term as like the way we kind of used to. Like, everyone's got something, and she'll hang out on her phone and play some match threes, or
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I'll set up an emulator or something. She'll go like, "Can you get like Super Mario 3 on that thing?" Like,
Right.
yeah, here you go.
Exactly.
She'll
Like,
do a
cool.
run through.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Get
like,
all
everybody's
into
got
it.
something. It's just like giving
Yeah.
them permission to be that again.
Just go for it. Yeah, that's true. For
So
sure.
and now obviously we're introducing our son to all that stuff too, and probably won't be long before we do a game together, because he's got very high aptitude for, like, he understands 3D modeling, and he's a Lego guy like you were previously.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
And now there's that. Have you seen this Unity powered like Lego Studio thing?
I don't know.
There is a free.
I think I know what you're talking about. It's
Yeah.
vague in my mind. Yeah.
There's a free like 3D Lego modeler you can download from Lego and use.
Yeah, I feel like I
they
did see that.
populate the catalog with all the parts, and you can
Oh,
download
interesting.
instructions, and you can make your own instructions. It's
Crazy.
incredible. Like, it's really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, super in depth. Yeah, I do remember seeing. I never like looked into what it was, but I do remember seeing something about that.
It's like
Interesting.
he
cool.
learned the crap out of that, and he's made some really cool
Yeah,
stuff.
he's
and
all into it. That's cool.
we can export that, and I can bring it into like Godot or Unity or something, and we can like make a little world out of it, and it's awesome.
That's cool.
Super. How'd you get started on the point and click adventure games? Like you're clearly a big fan of that.
Yeah, I think it's part of that. Like, I just am that type. Like, the puzzles were intriguing to me, and the stories and the humor, but yeah, it was like, as I was saying, like, it was us four of my brothers, me being the fifth. We just had a couple of them, like Monkey Island and Full Throttle, different ones on like a computer. So it was always just a great like memory. Like, my oldest brother would be playing, and we would all sit around and watch him play it, and kind of like, let's like figure out the puzzle and what's going on and what should you do next, and you're like stuck. And I just loved it. I don't know, it just rang true to me.
It is more fun in a
just-
group, I think.
Yeah, we kind of had that aspect. Yeah.
I never thought about it, but my best memories with those games were like either with a friend or even like in a school computer lab where somebody's kind of nearby, kind of like, what's going on in
and
this
you're
part?
just following along. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
'Cause as they got
seems
re-released,
like what's going to happen.
Right, like I play them now, like Full Throttle just got a, like, what was it, an Xbox release?
Remastered or whatever. Yeah.
Played it for a while, and I ran into something. I kind of looked around the room like, I'm just alone. Like, I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah. Like, no one appreciated it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
and this has such a raw and real element to it. Like, it's from life, and there's not a whole
Yeah.
lot of that. I haven't seen a lot of that in the space. I know that, visual novels and similar genres often come from like real experiences, but this seems especially like very
Yeah.
real and very inspired
A
by
real thing. Yeah.
powerful
for sure.
events. Yeah.
It's just personal to me, It's great.
I'm sure it feels like there's a lot of pressure to do it well. I mean, you just straight up went and put your friend in the game, and
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think that's like there's like a side to that makes me want to make it as good as possible. Like,
yeah,
I just don't want it to be like, oh, there's like you like there's like a Down syndrome like protagonist, and then the game just sucks.
right.
It's like, I want the puzzles to be the best puzzles. I want the story to be super cool. I want the graphics to be like the best graphics. It's not like some one trick pony thing and you're just using it. It's like, no, it's actually like a really good adventure game. Like, that's like, I feel like I'm doing Daniel justice in that.
Yeah,
It's like, you're the main character, dude. This needs to be like the best adventure game ever.
and I mean, I think anybody who looks into it will see that this is the real deal between you guys. I mean, you've obviously lived your whole lives together, and I'm sure you'd do anything to sort of protect that.
Yeah, absolutely. He's my champion. Good old Danny boy. It's like, you just live life. You go through a lot of different ups and downs and things. And like, Daniel's like always been a friend to me in different, you go through something hard in life, and you're like, Daniel's there in the morning giving you a hug. It's like, damn, man, It's like, yeah,
How's he doing? Like I saw he's going through some health stuff.
yeah, yeah. So just like 3 months, 3 months ago or something, Daniel was diagnosed with third degree lung cancer.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so he was like straight to the hospital, emergency room. I flew out there. Luke flew out there. We were like in it with him in the hospital, and it was kind of like we don't know if he's gonna live.
Oh,
Yeah, it was just like critical care, like 20 doctors and people running around the room, like a like a machine keeping his lungs going. It's like he's done. You know what I mean? It was like intense. Um, and then it was just a like roller coaster, like up, oh, he's cool. Oh, his like levels are back down. It's like it was just a roller coaster for like a month or something, and we're just sleeping there like at at the hospital with him, taking turns, because you need someone to like talk to the nurse, so someone has to be there with him. You talk to the nurses and stuff, and just help him, and yeah, it's just an intense time, man. You just like just praying to God every night, like just like let him live a full life, heal him, like pull him through this, and you're just helping him laugh. It's like I was telling people I was just Daniel's jester for a whole month, just in the hospital room, like just being dumb, so he could like take his mind off everything, and yeah, and it was like a funny story. One of the nights it's like the nurses are just coming in all night and they're like taking his blood, and he just got so burned out. It was like, dude, he just needs to sleep. He's like so exhausted from everything, and but then they come in like every hour, 2 hours, and it's like 4 a.m. It's like holy crap. So finally, like one of the nights was they like came in. It was like 2 in the morning. I was like, just let him sleep. Do not come back in, please. Like it's like I feel like he's gonna die of exhaustion. Like you just need to let him sleep. It's like I understand blood work, and you're like trying to get the levels and stuff, but you got to let this guy sleep. So they were like, okay, cool, okay, like we'll come back at like 6 or 7 or whatever they could do. Like they can push it back so long, and then I was like walking back to like the couch to like lay down, like I'm just exhausted from everything. And Daniel's like, he calls me Kaya. It's like my nickname that he just calls me since we were kids. But he's like, thank you, Kaya. You're my knight in shining armor. Shining armor. I was like, all right, Dan, just close your eyes and go to sleep. So I laid down and put my blanket over my head. And then I hear Dan. He's like, Kaya, Kaya, Kaya. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, hey, Dan, what's up, dude? What's going on? He went, shining armor. So like, I was like, I'll remember this forever. But so anyway, so now we're like 3 months later, he's going through 3 or 4 rounds of chemo. His levels are a lot better. The doctors are saying like there's like 80% chance he lives a full life and with full health. So that's like where they're at now. He might still have to do a couple more rounds if it's not out of his lungs. So he's not like out of the woods. And that stuff is just crazy. You don't know really, but he's doing a lot better, and he can like talk, and like he's like not on oxygen and like crazy. He's not he's home.
Yeah.
So it's great. It's like a miracle that he's even like, it's crazy to like, FaceTime him and just laugh and cut it up with him. It's just like amazing. Yeah, man.
What a story. I'm glad he's doing as well as he is. I hope for a smooth future.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, with the layer of like making the game was like, it's just incredible. You felt so like, man, it's so cool we made this game. Like I love that we have Daniel as the main character, and kind of like sharing him with the world, because he's such an awesome guy that it just feels like that's like the heart of the game. It's like just Dan's amazing, like and so here he's the main character, and it was like if he's like passing away, it's like I was like thankful that we made this game in that sense. It's just to commemorate him or something.
Yeah.
Obviously we want to keep kicking, keep going, but it was like just gave it that gravity of like the brevity of life or something. It's like,
yeah, like every day is a gift, and
yeah,
it's gonna be really just hopefully just really nice timing that he's gonna get to celebrate the game coming
absolutely.
out. And,
yeah, absolutely.
The victory of this thing getting to the finish line.
I know, I cannot wait. And yeah, I mean, I was out there like playing it with him in the hospital. Like, I had a build on the laptop when we were like, he loves seeing himself and hearing his lines. He's like cracking up all the stuff that happens. It's funny. Some of the times, like something would happen in the game, and like in real life, he would respond to it because he's watching it, and then in the game, he really said the same thing, like the line that's written in the game. So it's like it was just so funny. It's like I know you too well, Dan. This is crazy.
It's interesting, like this thing about, these are art projects, of course, and they're collaborative in nature, and there's real heart behind them, and I think we talk a lot in the industry about, burnout and corporate, greed and layoffs and all these terrible things that happen in like game development, and I think it's partially because it was never supposed to be this. Obviously, there's some value to the way there is a business behind it. And, as kids, we got to experience things because there was distribution for a big widespread game and
Right.
stuff. But like, it's not really a mystery to me that when it becomes kind of soulless, like, yeah, you start to see a lot of problems, but like, this is what it can be. Like, it's for us to connect with each other and celebrate one another and just celebrate life, which again is just this fleeting thing that we're lucky to have experienced ever for a day,
Right.
And it's great to see something with this kind of heart in it. That's I don't know. I hope you guys sell a bajillion copies and become a mega studio after this, but like, I don't know what'll happen, but it's so
Right.
cool that you got to spend this time this way. I don't think you'll ever feel bad about a moment you invested in that.
I know. That's how it's like, yeah, absolutely. Another layer was we won this award. I can't remember if I mentioned that to you, but it was like while we were in the hospital, it was like this big festival. We kind of like entered our game before it all like that Dan's cancer was found and stuff, but they like chose us and we won this for diversity. We were like won first place in that like game event thing, and they emailed us that we won, and we sent in like our video that like was like accepting the award. Like we thanked everybody and Dan thanked everyone. We were in the hospital, so we just sent in a thank you video, and but it was cool like the couple weeks later when they actually played it at the event and everyone was sitting there in a big screen with our like thank you video playing, and Daniel got to watch it, so it kind of like gave it the gravity of like, Dan, you really did win this award. Like it really had, it like in his mind it kind of dawned on him like they're like, and the winner is, and it's like it's like Wildwood Down. He knows it's his game. It was like, and so he like started crying, and we were just all like weeping, just like, damn, dude. It just encouraged us so much. It encouraged Daniel. It was like, it's just like a crazy, I don't know, man. It's just cool.
I got to see the video of him seeing the award.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I cried at the orthodontist, which kind of sucks. That was obviously a very powerful moment. Like, Jesus.
Yeah. It was like, it's like, this is wild. You're killing me, Danny boy.
He's clearly done great contributing to this, and it clearly means a lot to him. So this has been. It's hard to imagine this not resonating with people who play it and take time to get to know the project and the characters and stuff. So he's kind of gonna gain a whole lot of new friends over this.
Yeah, it'd be great. I mean, he's such a ham too, so it's like so funny.
That dude is enjoying every minute of this. That's very
exactly. Clear. Yeah. He's like, hi, fans. So it starts with that. It's so good.
There's clearly a lot of pro wrestling references and influence, and it seems like he's a big fan of that.
Yeah.
How's that play into the game?
So that was actually that trip we went on the beach. One of the like seniors was walking by us, these little group of friends, and one of them was like, dude, are you going to the underworld party tonight? And so like we overheard this kid say that, so it was like the underworld party. So that kind of like I was saying, we were sitting there thinking of ideas. We were like, okay, so like you'll go underneath the boardwalk and it's like this whole other world, and it's called, all the seniors call it the underworld, and it's like that's where the real party's happening. And so under there in the game, it's like this whole like underground wrestling tournament that's taking place. And so through the story, you end up like you have to enter the wrestling tournament and win to get this guy something to do some. So it like turns out part of the story in it. And so Daniel is like a wrestler and he has to win the championship. And so that's like so Daniel loves wrestling. He knows all the wrestlers, knows all their special moves like John Cena and all these guys. Like I don't even know them. It's like some B-side wrestler. And it's just incredible how Dan like knows their names, knows their special move, like what they're due.
Yeah.
So funny. He'll sit there and explain it to you. He's got his wrestle calendar. He flips it to the next month every month, and he actually has the release date of the game on it. He's like marking it off as it's coming up, and it's cool. So he's all excited.
Hopefully the underworld thing the kids were really talking about was something like that and not like meth.
I know, exactly. That's like, dude, do not go to the underworld.
We're not going to go, but let's use it in the story.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it ain't happening.
If I had a bunch of my friends who I grew up with and we were going to be active in each other's lives, doing a project together, like I do feel like wrestling would be a part, because that's a classic like childhood thing.
Yeah.
We were all kids on trampolines with no safety features yet, and that was our lives.
Exactly. Yeah. DDT.
Yeah. I'm trying to think all the times my friends got hurt on trampolines doing wrestling stuff.
Oh my God.
We grew up in a city that was like mostly hills, so there probably shouldn't have been any trampolines. And sure enough, one of my best friends had one on a yard that was straight up like a noticeable slant.
Yeah, this ain't good, brother.
And they lived in a 1-story house, and if you jumped wrong, you could have probably hit the roof of this house. But yeah,
classic.
So if this goes well, let's swing for the fences here. Let's say this like pays for the start of the next thing. Like, what would you do?
It's a great question. I don't know. There's a lot of ideas. There's a lot of ideas. I think we would definitely, I don't know, try to consider like it depends how much, I guess, that we make too.
Sure.
With what we would approach, But I wouldn't put off the table doing another one of these, like a second part.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Because we already kind of have our like system, and it would be a lot easier to start instead of like, okay, how do you do that? 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 Every single thing. That'd be cool. So that's one of the things. But yeah, there's so many ideas.
It's a good point.
Filtering through and.
Yeah, like success for a project can mean a lot of things. Like maybe it's a financial success. I hope it is. It's as a developer to another developer. Who knows, right?
Yeah, right.
But I would say one version of success could mean acceptance and enthusiasm out there in the world. And
for sure,
I would say that could be a. Maybe it doesn't make a fortune, but a lot of people go like, we loved this, please do more of this. I guess it's a good point.
Yeah.
Like, do you go back to it and go, okay, let's see what else we can do,
In the hospital, I was kind of like, okay, I'm going to like, by faith, Daniel is going to live. I'm going to start designing part 2 of this game. So I have a notebook while I was in there hospital with him of designing puzzles and storyline stuff. And so that's kind of like cool to me that I have that. And it's like, Dan pulls through, we could make another one, Mm-hmm. I was like I'm going to design it anyway while I'm sitting here.
That's nice. That's a nice idea to kind of hang on to,
Yeah,
because
kind of like
when you're in these situations, like any sort of hope can sort of turn the tide sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. But we like all different types of games. I'm not against anything. First person shooters, RPGs, whatever. Couch co-ops are cool to me. I'd like to do something like that.
Yeah. If you guys do a wrestling game, hit me up. I'll see what I can do to help.
Hell yeah. That would rock.
It'd be interesting. I hope the best for it. Like, I think I've watched videos. I've looked into the background. I've sort of gauged people's buzz about it on the Discord. This seems like a recipe for a hit to me. I hope it is. And I hope I hope Daniel keeps doing better, and I hope you guys have fun with it. You deserve some fun and some relief, and I hope you get it.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. I think the same. I can't wait to see what happens. I think people are gonna love it.
Yeah.
I always go. I'm like it's like a roller coaster. I'm like excited it's coming out, and then I'm like, oh, it's like it sucks. People are gonna trash it. I don't know. You just go through that like because it's I don't know. My whole heart's into the thing. So obviously, you're just putting it all out there. It's like just how it goes, I guess.
My first game was like, and it wasn't at this scale. It was just a very small thing I made for kids, actually, young kids to practice like letters and numbers and stuff. But it was just like an emotional, like, I've worked so hard on this for a long time. Part of me is sick of seeing it. Part of me is like excited for the future. And like the moment I could launch it, I just hit the button. It wasn't like I need to wait for like launch day, because that's that feeling like
just freaking like press it. Yeah,
it's like that release valve. Like I need it open now.
Yeah. It's like just send it. Yeah. That's probably how it'll be. I'm sure.
What's the date on it?
August 7th.
August 7th.
Yeah,
okay.
August 7th. Yep.
Where should people look for the game and for you, and what would you direct them toward?
Yeah, the Steam, wish listed on Steam. That's always like the thing. Like the more wish lists, it helps us boosts our like algorithm.
Yeah,
You're always battling the algorithm, but yeah, wish list it if it sounds like something you'd be into. Check out the trailer. I think that like does it justice what the game's about and what you will experience in playing it. So yeah, wish listed on Steam. Besides that, we have a Discord channel. It's Crashville Studios. You could find that on the Steam page or just searching it in Discord, I think. But yeah, those are probably the best two places. In the Discord, that's like where we hang out. We'll chat, talk, and share ideas or whatever, and it's always cool. So yeah, we're always happy to have more people in the Discord, and just wish listed on Steam. We'd appreciate it. Enjoy the game when it comes out. Also, if you do play it and you're listening to this, like Steam reviews are a big thing. So I'll just throw that out there too. If you like the game, like leave a review on Steam. We'd appreciate it because that also helps it get out there to more people. Steam will like push it to more people if you get reviews. So,
and if you don't like it, like a private email is fine.
Yeah, tell me that you hate my guts and. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it. That's what I'd say.
Well, we will be watching and rooting for you guys, and hopefully we'll get good reports after it's out. Looking forward to sort of hearing how you do.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on here, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, and we will let's keep in touch about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Thanks again to Micah. Check out Wildwood Down when it comes out early August. And before we go, there is a big, giant story bundle promo. I've had my book, Inside Video Game Creation, in a promotion at Story Bundle before. They are doing a best of from like the last 5 years. You can get like 66 books, something like that, for a very reasonable price. Check out storybundle.com right now until August 14th. So if you are interested in reading many, many books by many great authors, my friend David L. Craddock is in there, Mega Rand's in there, I'm in there, all kinds of people, all kinds of books. If that is your thing, check it out. CodeWritePlay.com for show notes. Please drop us a follow on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. Drop some ratings on Spotify. Something weird happened to my ratings while we were away. Anyway, great to be back. Please check us out again. We got like 3 more shows either recorded or scheduled already. We'll be back for a while, doing a whole season. More with great new stuff sometime, probably next week. Thanks, everybody.